This is a new game from Brotherwise Games, designers Jason Harner and Matthew Ransom. And this is actually the first non-boss monster game from Brotherwise Games. So that's actually what got me interested at first. I wanted to see what direction they went and what they're investing in, like what kind of games they want to be making. So what we're going to do is I'm going to walk you through real quick what we like about the game, what we don't like about the game, whether you should pick it up or play it or dodge it. And then we'll post a separate video and I'll kind of run you through real quick the mechanics and how the game runs. But just keep in mind that this video will just be the quick review. All right, so first things first, Unearth. The game itself is fairly simple. When I describe it, I tell people it's a little smash up, a little set collection. The basic idea though is you have a handful of dice. You have several D6s, a D8, and a D4. And on your turn, you're gonna roll one of those dice and you're gonna place it on one face-up card in front of everybody. And these cards are communal. Each of them has a value on it between 9 and 17. And what you're trying to do is get all the dice on that card to equal that number. Whoever has the highest single die is going to win the card. So very similar to Smash Up in that way, which is pretty cool. The other side of the game is the set collection. So also on these cards you have stones, which you'll get in a variety of different ways. You put the stones in rings in front of you, and then when you complete a ring, you get one of many wonders based on the kind of set that you created. So as you go through the game, there's an ebb and flow. You're trying to roll high so that you can take these cards and build sets of cards in front of your hands. And you're also trying to get these stones, which require you to roll low, and these allow you to get the wonders, both of which are going to get you victory points. So you have to balance things out really carefully. If you go all one direction or all the other, it doesn't seem to work out perfectly well. So the game itself is not, it's not mind-shattering, it's not brand new mechanics, it's a lot of things you'll find very familiar. But here are the things that we like about this game. First, it looks fantastic. The artwork here is beautiful. I know that they pulled this, they work with an artist who's been making these kinds of prints for a while. But you can see on the cover, it's got this kind of, Mobius strip, Escher-esque look to it. If you've played Monument Valley on the phone or tablet, it looks a lot like that. So when people walk by, and this has happened several times now, when people walk by, they want to know what this game is because it just looks really cool. The rest of the artwork in the game is fairly minimalist, other than the different ruins that you're going to, which all have a fairly similar look. You have the Delver cards, which have little Delver characters on them, not doing a whole lot. But the game is very, it's pretty. It's very pretty to look at. It's very clean, aesthetically pleasing. If you like this type of art, it's fantastic. The mechanics are, again, also very clean. There's not a whole lot of overhead here. The game takes maybe 5 or 10 minutes to teach. There are a couple of things in there that are a little wonky when you're getting the hang of it, like when certain things trigger, who gets cards, who gets stones, etc. But it's really not that complicated. You really, on your turn, all you're going to do is play cards from your hand, roll a die and place it. That's it. You get to choose if you play the cards or not. So on most turns, all you're going to do is roll that die and place it. So it goes around the table really, really quick. Takes 30 to 60 minutes. You have the same number of cards out, usually, with a couple of exceptions, depending on number of players. So the game, it really doesn't matter how many people you have. It's going to take about the same amount of time. And if people know how to play the game and they know what they're going for, it's going to go fast. I played a 2-player game at Origins the first time I played it, and I think we were done in about 35, 40 minutes. Played a 4-player game the other day, took a little less than an hour with teaching. So that's what you're looking at. I think it's a 2 on BGG, and I think that's pretty accurate. As for the stuff that maybe we don't like as much, there are a lot of turns in a row in which you will just be rolling that one die. Not a lot you can do. The cards allow you to mitigate the die rolls quite a bit. There are some that let you increase or decrease, some that let you hold on where you're going to assign it, some that let you re-roll certain things. But if you pull the wrong cards and you roll poorly, there's not a ton you can do with that. It's a funny game because 4 is the worst roll you can have. Because 1 to 3 gets you a stone, a 5 or a 6 is great, gives you a chance of getting that card. A 4 is just in the middle and it doesn't do a whole lot. So you definitely want to be able to mitigate those things. You want to get the right wonders. You want to build the right set. But honestly, the game is short enough and there are enough different things here to mitigate as you do that, that I didn't find this to be a problem at all. And playing this now several times with different groups of people, nobody really disliked the game. A couple people didn't like how random it was, which is fair because it's a lot of dice rolling and card drawing. But for the most part, everybody found it to be light, easy, accessible fun. So from my perspective, this is a fantastic, almost gateway level game. It fits in that same ballpark as Smash Up, adds a couple of new things to it, looks really pretty. You're going to be able to get people to the table for this because, again, as I said, people kept walking by to ask what it was and when they could play. The other really cool thing about this game is that it's only $35. And if you're watching this now, I'm pretty sure there's still a pre-order going on. This is not me selling for them. This is just a public service announcement if you want to track down the game. But I think you can get a couple dollars off or something. So you can check that out on their website. If you're not going to pre-order it, it's coming out at Gen Con. It'll be out everywhere. But for what it is and for what it costs, I'm going to give this game a buy. I think it's a fantastic pickup. I think it's going to be really hot going into the fall. This type of weight game typically is. And it really, I hadn't seen anything about it until Origins. So I'm surprised how quickly it kind of came out of nowhere and people are really eating it up. So make sure you check this one out. Check out their website. They have a lot of information on there in terms of when it comes out and all that stuff. And keep your eye out for it because it's a good one and you'll enjoy it.